What's good? What's good? Okay. So today we're going to talk about motivation, right? But one thing about motivation, it comes after action. So you must act to gain motivation. You know, people think you can just sit around and become motivated, but that's not true at all. You know, the action comes before motivation, so you have to get up and get moving. You know, if you are a student and you have a paper due, you don't want to sit there and think about motivation. You want to begin the typing, the outlining process of your paper to gain motivation. Again, motivation comes after the action, and I think we've been taught that you can sit around and become motivated, and that's not true. You know, you cannot do that. Actually, the way we've been taught is, you know, I can't even say backwards, but when we think about motivation, we think about, you know, beginning something and having a fire behind ourselves in that event. But you must, it is important that you act. Action brings the motivation, you know, and that's just as simple as it gets. A lot of people have, you know, lost motivation doing things because they just think it's supposed to come to you. And if you sit around waiting for motivation to come to you, you'll procrastinate and you'll probably never, you know, get anything done. So the first step is, you know, if you, you know, you want to cook for the family, you just got to get your, you know, get your things together, get your cooking tools together, and get your ingredients together and begin doing it. You know, motivation is not about sitting around and hoping and daydreaming, because that's the easy part of it. It's easy to daydream and think about how something can happen, but to get up and do it is when you're really taking the steps necessary to begin the motivation process. Because then once you're moving, you're not going to want to stop. You know, if you write music, the same thing. Motivation goes for all, pretty much anything. You just have to get up and you have to move. You know, action, motivation follows action. It's that simple. And, you know, if you never understand that, or you continue to forget that, you won't get anything done. You know, so motivation is often confused, you know, because what it is in my definition of it is a jolt of excitement, a spark of excitement that allows you to, you know, that just excites you about something you're about to do. But that will come, you know, once you really just, you know, begin whatever it is that's for you. So, you know, don't ever get it confused. Just that word, in being consistent behind, you know, remotivating yourself is very important. And again, that just comes with movement. You know, movement. If you go to the gym, if you're a gym goer, and you sitting there thinking in your head, you know, I'm gonna go and get this session in and yada yada yada, you're never going to do it. The first step is, you know, getting your feet on the ground and getting moving. Don't confuse this word, and I reiterate it so much because motivation is as simple as taking the first step. It's as simple as action. But motivation is something that you create. You create motivation. Motivation doesn't wait for you. You have to create it. So if you're sitting around waiting for it, time is going to pass you by, you know. So again, you know, I'm just on here to give a quick message, nothing long, and just to pass along, you know, the ideas that I've learned that can probably help spark you, whether you on a night shift, whether you you know, you see this tomorrow or something. Just make sure you are taking the proper steps. Think about it, you know, but most of all, make the movement. And I can promise you 90 to 95% of the time, you're going to get in your groove, and then you know, it's on from there for you. So, you know, I get with y'all, you know, on the next session, and I hope this conversation brings some value to you. Talk to y'all later.